Yeah, yeah. Trey 600, 3600. Trey 600, 3600.
In the hood. Tales from a crib. I had a nigga that was Louis' brother. They called him Big E. He was a jackal. And he had big hands. He used to walk around the hood just like his brother Louis used to do. You know, he used to take shit. Dang, God. I never, man, but this is crazy. I never thought that these stories I'm telling, I never put them together that these niggas were brothers or nothing. You hear me? I forgot Big E is Louis' brother. And Big E, I didn't been around Big E, when his time came. That's the cold part. That would have just dawned on me. I just seen Louis' time coming. I seen Big E. Big E, I was with Big E one time and cause Big E was a gangster. Big E fought my brother AD one time. He fought Big AD under the street light. Hold on. And I fought Louis that same night under the street light. A lot of things just come to me on this story, man. It's crazy. It's tripping me out. Big E whooped AD that night. AD didn't win that fight that night. Me and Louis, we fought before he lost his eye. We had a fight, and I whooped Big Louis under the light that night. But Big E was a gangster too. He was a gorilla. So one day, we got our differences, and the bad niggas hung around the bad niggas. That's how it was back in the day. Nigga, if you wasn't stiff, you couldn't hang around us. Nigga, any sign of weakness. Now, I know what I do. I know what Big E will do. And anything else, we got to know what y'all gonna do too. But one day I was walking with Big E, and we walked inside the store. And I never forget, God showed me something about this nigga. He said, move out the way, person. I turned around to get me a bag of Cheetos, 25 cents Cheetos. And the nigga came right in the store, right behind Big E and said, "Bow!" I said, "Bow!" And everybody started ducking inside the store. I'm at the counter. They're like, "What the bow?" And I seen Big E run around the little shelf inside the store. And I seen that same nigga come around that shelf. Bow, 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 bow. And Big E ran out the door, running fast in the mud. The nigga turned around and looked at me. And the nigga went outside the door. That nigga had a big old chrome 357 Magnum. Yeah, I never forget looking at the barrel of that hoe. That nigga had a 357 Magnum. That's what he was shooting with. That nigga was knocking down everything every time he shot that fucking in the store. Big E got away that night. He ran off. Later, a couple of years passed by. I was in my neighborhood at my little hustling spot. We call it the Negative, Avenue N. Shout out to them niggas on Avenue N block, which it's a negative now. Ain't nothing there. It's dead action. It's a dead block. But back in the day, it used to be Avenue N. We call it the Negative. I was at the nigga hustling with a couple of my partners. My little partner, shout out to my nigga Keith, man. Little Keith, man. Little KD. Shout out to my nigga KD, man. That was my little ride or die little homie. And nigga stood about 4 feet. Type of nigga you see in your sleep. You hear me? Scary ass little nigga. So I used to hang with KD because he was a hustler. Understand me? And I always hung around niggas with not workers, hustlers, nigga that gear to work to the nigga. That's who I with all the time in the street because I always cook for him. I was the chef. I got my game from Twisted Black, how to kick my hand and keep my wrist in a pot. You hear me? But and I knew how to make toys. I knew how to make a little bit come back to more, roll my sleeves up, shake it up till it freeze up. That's how I was. But anyway, I was at the spot one time, I walked out the door and I seen Big E. I'm like, what Big E doing over here? That's DEBO. That's trouble. I know this nigga not okay. KD say the nigga okay, he cool. Well, what KD don't know, Big E ain't never cool. Nigga, Big E ain't never over here for nothing but a couple of reasons. That nigga's a DEBO. He said, nah, he good. So one night I pulled up and I seen Big E standing outside the spot. He told me, because he know how I am. He said, I'm finna get this nigga. I said, what? Nah, I said, get who? He said, I'm finna get this nigga on this car named Vic. And Vic was standing there. Vic, ooh. At the time, Vic was all right with me. Vic was scared of me. I used to protect these niggas in the street. I thought to myself, but one thing about me, I've always been on both sides. I used to be that same nigga like Eden was. I used to go out there and I used to rob, jack these dope niggas. Only nigga, I didn't rob no stores. I didn't know no stores, no people, none of that shit. It was always the drug house. Niggas that got to talk, Niggas that got the white, niggas that got the hard, and niggas that got the soft. I'm coming. If you ain't paying taxes, we robbing. But I knew Big E said he was on there. But make a long story short, I told Big E, don't do it. I'm going to give you something. Take the jitters off your back. I went inside the trap, got the niggas something, and told him, take that and chill. But it wasn't a bad thing. For some reason, he still had his eyes on this nigga Big. So I went in the house with KD, and me and little KD was sitting there, and I thought about it. I said, man, you might want to check on your boy Vic, man. Because Vic had the nigga sit on the car like he wasn't trying to hit. So look, KD walked to the door, and he looked at the door, and he'll never forget when he turned around, he looked, he said, give me the gun. I said, give you the gun? What? Give me the gun, give me the gun. I seen him reaching for the gun, so I said, something wrong. So I go to the door, and Big E got the nigga Vic face down, nigga, with his hands deep in his gun pocket, digging. Going in the nigga pocket with his head on the ground, had the nigga face down on the ground, digging through the pocket. That nigga had rabbit ears on his pockets when I went out there. Both of that nigga pocket turned inside out. I seen little KD wrapping the Royal Crown bag, and he said, I'm finna pop this nigga. But see, that's Big E. Don't pop Big E, man. Just let him just get away. Let him run off or something. See, I'm finna shoot this nigga. I said, well, give me the gun. I'll do it. Give me the gun. See, I knew one thing. If I got the gun, I was gonna give Big E time to run. Because I already know that's Big E. That's my nigga. I'm gonna let him get away. Man, tell your ass. But little KD wasn't trying to hear that night. He gonna get this out of his head. When I seen him take them out that thing, I told Big E to turn. That little nigga come out that hole, and he fired Big ass up. Bah! And I see him hit him. He said, oh! He tried to take off, run. That little nigga ran behind me. Bah! 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 And the nigga tried to run and jump a gate. By the time he got over that gate, he collapsed. Big E hit the ground and collapsed. Oh, yeah. I said, we better leave. It's finna be police out. It's finna be lit up. They heard the gun. They coming. Let's go. I said, KD, tell your ass, nigga, you just stay down the street run. He said, we'll run to the house, man. Don't go to the house, man. I jumped in my car and I left. Then I bagged up to see where Big E was. And he was gone. He wasn't laying on the ground no more. So where did he go? He must have ran off. I thought the nigga killed the nigga. But anyway, shout out to my nigga KD. He did his time and came home for that. You hear me? He went out. He got prosecuted. He got attempted murder on him. But you know what I'm saying? Just because he had a background. But you know, this nigga would have did the same thing, you know, because one thing over him, he wasn't the one being robbed. You hear me? So your life wasn't in danger. The nigga on the ground life was. So you know how the system picked that. You did some drive, you know. But anyway, those what happened to bullies. Years later down the line, I seen Big E on the south side. Shout out to Big E, man. Eric Gardner, man. Y'all show that boy some love. Big E, man, one of the hardest hitting gangsters that ever hit the Hollywood area. Eric Big E, man. Eric and Lewis, man. Brothers, man. Them was two brothers, man. That I just realized in my life I happen to see both of them take gunshots. Both of them get gunned down in these streets, man. But both of them right now today, I gotta say this. This to let y'all know, both of them right now today is still alive. In a well. You hear me? Yeah. They're the ones that learned the lesson the hard way back in the day. Yeah, about that gang, that bully shit, that DEBO, that I'm gonna taste it. Me, I learned off of them. Yeah, you gotta be the smart one in the chess game. Learn off of that. Don't make them moves them niggas made. That's gonna get you killed. That's gonna get you popped. Niggas will kill you for doing shit that Big E just did. Niggas will kill you for doing that little Lewis just did. So I'd rather learn off their mistakes and for me not to do it and keep it moving. That's what I want the young niggas to find out. You ain't gotta go by everything these old niggas go through and have to go through for you to get it. Let them get it and you say, you know what, I got it. I ain't doing it. That part. Learn from their mistakes, man.